the tube. Today, we're gonna recreate my wedding makeup. So my wedding was in July. I did my hair and my makeup in 45 minutes. Was that the smartest thing to do? Not really. But today, I'm just gonna take you through the steps that I did to recreate my wedding makeup. All right, so first, you're definitely gonna need to put your hair back. Throw this up in a Steve ponytail. All right, so I've already moisturized my face. And now I'm gonna start with my foundation. So I'm gonna be using the MAC Studio Fix Fluid. I'm gonna use that first, and I'm just gonna put it on the back of my hand. You can put like a dime size or whatever works for you. Okay, that, and I'm gonna mix it with a little bit of this Fit Maybelline as well. I'm gonna put that on the back of my hand. And almost equal ratios of both. So I'm definitely not as tan because I got a spray tan for my wedding and I'm not that color right now. But that's okay, we'll work with it. So then I'm just gonna mix those two together. And I'm gonna cover pretty much everything except for my under eyes. All right, so we're back. Just put that all over your face and kind of avoid your under eyes, because you don't want too much product in your eyes because then you look kind of crazy. So I'm gonna do my face first and then I will go back and bring it down my neck. And yes, it's not the perfect color, we get it, but I wanted to be tan. And then after you place that, put a little bit by your chin. And then, this is kind of like my placement brush. Then I'm gonna grab a buffer brush and I'm gonna just smooth everything out. Bring that below my neck. I have a little bit more in the back of my hand still. Press that in and go to the back of my neck. And I have a hair on my face. I'm going a little faster with the foundation because that's basic and I'll take a little bit more time with how I did my own contour and stuff like that. Okay, so my neck is a little bit still liney. We can fix that. Okay. A little bit more of the Studio Fix. And go up to your neck. Because my chest is tan, it's just my neck. Okay. So now that I have raccoon eyes, but the rest of the face is cool, now I'll go in with the concealer that I used, which was the Bye Bye Under Eye, It Cosmetics in medium. I didn't want to go too bright under my eyes because when you take a picture, shout out to Katie Ardzil Photography, the best photographer for weddings and everything in between. Fantastic, definitely recommend her. I don't want my under eyes to look and have a white film on them. So since I'm doing my own makeup today, take that ring finger and I'm just gonna warm it up in my hands. I'm gonna have a little bit more product in one hand versus the other because I don't want to just put all of that on my face. So I'm gonna start with a little bit and then we'll move from there. Under eyes, close your eye, kind of tilt your head back and go on top. And I have like really bad dark circles right now. I don't know what the hell, but this stuff covers them up. And another trick, you want to get up to your lash line. So look straight up and just rub that underneath. Okay. And around the side and up to your eyebrow too. Sometimes I even like to put a little bit on top of my eyebrow. I get a little red up there for some reason. And cool. So difference you can see. So I love this stuff because it stays in place, but it still gives that dewiness so it's not too cakey face on you. All right, now I'll do the other eye. I'm like doing my makeup in the camera, in the mirror behind it, so just work with me. All right, so there we go. That, and then look straight up again. And you can kind of get on your cheekbone too, because then your highlighter will stick better to it. And then I'll take a little bit, whatever is left on my fingers, do your chin, do the top of your nose, and right in between. And like I said, I want it to kind of be the same color of my skin, not too much lighter, because you don't want the camera to reflect off. So now that I've placed it down, I'm gonna buff it out, and I'm actually gonna use the same brush I use with my foundation. And just kind of buff it in. Okay, so everything is pretty smoothed out right now, which is good, the way we want it. Now, normally you would go straight into powder after this, but today I'm actually going to take a darker foundation. This might freak some people out at first, but boom, we're gonna take this. Now this is a Becca Aqua Luminous Perfecting Foundation that I got for $7.99 at TJ Maxx. So you pull it out, it's got like a little droplet, and I'm gonna put about 2 droplets in the back of my hand. Cool. So after I do that, I'm gonna go back in with like a little stippling brush. Cool. Just one of these brushes. That'll work. So we're gonna go with the back of our hand, just dab a little bit in, and then you're gonna pull it to the side. Dab off the excess. Now go to your face. So we are going to go, I'm gonna zoom this way so I can see my face. Start with my forehead first. Okay, so we've got the temples. Then we're gonna go to the cheeks. So see that that little shadow? That's my little guideline. So you can go one of those if you want to, whatever you want to do. But I know here, kind of back in your hair and down and come up the cheek a little bit. Like a swoosh, one of those, whatever. So I'm gonna do that, come up a little bit, come down, kind of end it there. And I will do the same on the other side. And come up. And back into your hairline. Cool. Really brown it up. Now we're gonna go back, kind of with our buffer brush again. This part's important. Flick up towards your cheekbone. Like dab it, flick up. And then in the hairline, go back. Forward by the cheek towards the eye, back by the hairline. Pull your hair back and just lightly buff all of that in. Oop, and my hair. This is why I do my hair after my makeup. Okay, cool. We'll do the same thing on this side. Sometimes, even with your buffer brush, it's good to go back in with a little bit of the product because it can dry. You gotta work quick. And cheekbone, here we go. Flick, flick, flick. See that line? And just hit the top of it. Okay, so we kind of have that light look, so you wouldn't think that grabbing this foundation, I have 2 of them, not that one. Boom! You gotta make it blend, you gotta go fast. So there's that part. And that's just kind of like our base. And there's that. And then we gotta kind of, we'll do our neck with powder. But that's the baseline. Okay. So now that we have that done, we're gonna go in with powder bronzer. So I'm gonna do the same thing, like my favorite one that I've freaking beat this like a dead horse. My matte one first. That's gonna kind of set the tone. You can just take a, this is a Morphe M530 brush. It's very loved, as you can see. And we're just gonna dab it in. And I can use this little mirror. And we're gonna go straight to where we put this again. So I'm gonna come a little closer. And here we go. And one of my first makeup artists that did my makeup since I was in 8th grade, Miss Jenna, shout out to Miss Jenna if you're watching, she taught me this. Pull your hair back, you're gonna start in your hairline and move forward. Because you don't want it to start here and be like, what the hell, where'd the rest of it go? You want it to look like it came from your head. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so then when you release, we're good, awesome. We'll do the same on the other side. Pull our hair back, up and tight. Start in our hair. Cool. Kind of flick down. All right, so as you can see, we've got our contour on. I'm gonna do a little bit more on this side. Cool. And now that we kind of have that set, I do like a little bit more tan for forehead. And for that, Give Me Sun MAC bronzer. Fantastic. And we're gonna take that one actually with a big fluff brush. Just patting it again, starting at the temples, brushing back. I'm kind of just going over everything too with any excess that we'd have. Go back with this, we're gonna hit the neck. Underneath, bring it down. Cool. Okay, so that's for the face. So we did our concealer, foundation, 2 things of, and then our darker contour stuff, and then we set it with powder on top, and then now we're gonna take the Derma blend. And the whole reason I bought this in the first place is because we got married in the middle of the Poipu Botanical Garden, and it was humid as hell, and I need something that's gonna make my makeup stick, and this lasted all damn night. So highly recommend that. So we're gonna take that with, this is a Morphe M536 brush, and we're going to dip it in. I don't really do baking very much, but this is kind of like my version. So we're just gonna dip your brush in like that. Under the eye, start by your tear duct, and move down. So we're pressing though. Because we don't want to move the product, we want to keep it in place. And close, and I do a little bit on top too. And kind of stay here because we don't want to have that be too matte. All right, we'll do the same thing on the other eye. Here, press. And this is really how fast I'm going. I didn't speed this part up. Take a little bit more, close your eye. So as you can see, now it's all mattified. Ooh, look at that eye twitch again. Oh my goodness. We can begin our eyeshadow. So for eyeshadow, I only brought this palette with me. This is something that I made probably early freshman year of high school. Love it. This is soft brown. Fantastic. You need this in your kit. I believe it's $6. You buy one of these and you fill it up with the shadows that you want. You can create your own palette. They used to be like 12 bucks. Now they're $6. Jump on that deal. And then I will find out what the other shades are. But I'm definitely going to use this one and that one and maybe merge those. But I'll list those in the description. Okay, so you're going to get yourself a big fluffy brush. Okay, one of these. This one is going to be the Morphe M441. Now, I have MAC brushes, which I love, and I've had for 10 years. As long as you clean them, your shit will last. But You can't beat this. This is like $3 or $4. So I have a bunch of these too, but I interchange both, so you can do what you like to do. So I'm gonna go in with soft brown, and again, that is this one. Boom. So I'm gonna go in, swirl my brush, tap off excess, get close. Let me zoom. I'll zoom this in real quick. There we go. Okay, so, all right, I decided to get up close and personal for us to do the eye look. So my brush is in with some soft brown, and I'm going to just go to the corner of my eye, and I'm going to place that here in the corner, and I'm going to swirl. Go up, go back down. Okay, so it's super light. You want to have a nice base before you go on top with any darker color. That's what I think. So, a little bit. So that's our first round of product. I'm going to go and grab some more. Cool. Awesome. So again, it's just little by little. You don't want anything to go on too crazy at first. So I'm going to keep going in with that. Cool. So now I'm going to do the other eye. I gotta grab another mirror. All right. So same thing with this eye. Circle, circle, sweep up. Circle at the bottom, sweep up. We're doing that back here. Back. Cool. Awesome. So, who's gonna zoom? There we go. Okay, so we've got both of our eyes with the soft brown on. All right, so now both of our eyes have the soft brown. So now we're gonna go in with that other darker color. Ooh, let me show it to you. That one. Okay, and I'll list it in the description box. So I'm using the same brush, and I'm doing 2 pats, pull it off. Here we go. Okay, so same thing. Pretty much we're just going straight on top. Corner, swirl it in, come out. Okay. Now we're going to come up a little bit up with that. Now as you can see, that's pretty, that's not bad for color. Color-wise, a little bit darker. Not by much, but that's okay. Do the same thing. 2 or 3 pats. Close your eye. Twirl at the end, pull in. Awesome. Now, if you see me skipping or anything, that's when you need to go back in and fix it. So I'm going to take another big fluffy brush, a clean fluffy brush. That is why I have so many of these brushes, because you need clean brushes. I'm actually going to go in with this like vanilla color right here. I think that actually might be called vanilla. And I'm going to go up by my eyebrows. See if this will focus. Cool. And blend. Just add a little bit on top. Awesome. So, here is that. Alright, so now that we've added those 2 eyeshadows, we're going to go in with a MAC 217 brush. And we're actually going to use that same shadow, but now because it's on a tighter packed brush, it's gonna, there's our eye. Okay, so now we're gonna go a little bit closer to the lash line. So when I did get married, I had lash extensions on. RIP, I miss those mofos. But that's okay, we're just bald eagling this right now. So we're gonna take our brush, we're gonna go to the corner of the eye, press and drag. Little swirl at the end. Awesome. So it just kind of shows you too, you don't need that many different eyeshadows to complete a look. You just need to have the right brushes. So now I'll do the same thing on the other eye. Cool. And we're still kind of making that V shape again. Cool. So we've got that going on. And now, I'm like referencing my wedding picture that's down here. I just thought of something. I had my 2 makeup palettes with me. Unski, Dusky. So, this one is even older than the other one. I'm gonna go in with that orange color. I totally forgot about that. But I'm referencing my wedding picture next to me and I can see it in the makeup. So I'm gonna go back with my original big fluff brush. I'm gonna tap in this orange. I think it's called Sienna from MAC. I gotta look it up, I don't know. And 1 tap or 2, that's it. We don't wanna get crazy with this. And we're gonna go right up here. That's where we're gonna place that. So, as in color theory, I have blue eyes. Ooh, big shocker. And orange pops out blue. So that's why I have a bunch of orange eyeshadows. So now I'm gonna take that on my brush, go in this little mirror I got next from her, and I'm gonna place that up at the top. Okay, you see that? Drag it out to the corner a little bit. Cool. So you see a little skip in there. We'll fix that in a minute, don't you worry. So now we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Tapping off excess, this is what this looks like. See if it will zoom. Bank, 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 bank. All right, there we go. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing. You can kind of tilt your head back to kind of see this, your eye socket, if that helps. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna go up here, small motions. Look at that little thing. I gotta fix that real quick. Cool. So, see with that, cool, cool, cool. Now we're gonna go in with that big fluffy brush that has no product on it. We're gonna fix this corner right here. So, here we go. Awesome. And the other side. Cool. Now we're gonna go back in with our MAC 217 brush, which is that smaller, packed brush. Does that wanna go? Bing, bang. Okay, and whatever excess you have on, just put that underneath your eye. So you're gonna look straight up. Cool. Same thing with the other side. Now there's one more step I like to do for the eyes, but I'm gonna do that at the very end. So I'm gonna do my eyebrows, and then I'll come back. Okay, so now we've got these eyebrows on. This is the second, the second most important step besides the lashes. So what you're gonna need is a beautiful, beautiful highlighter. You already knew, sarcophagus, you guessed it. And then you will also need Fix Plus spray. And then you will need a little, actually a couple of brushes. You're going to need a little, little brush like this. First brush you're gonna need. Second brush you're gonna need something to put on your highlighter on your face. And that's pretty much all I need for this step. So now I will first start, we're gonna start with the eyes first. So I'm going to, first off, get this in focus. I'm going to spray my brush first. Here we go. So you're just gonna take this, think, wave it around. Okay, so the point of this is to get your highlighter to stick to your face first off, and to make it really pop. So I did this in my engagement photos, and obviously I'm gonna do it in my wedding photos. So I'm going to zoom in to my face. All right, so we're gonna do this eye first. So have my wet brush. I'm gonna dip it into sarcophagus. And I'm gonna look down, obviously, And I'm gonna go in this shape of my eye. Okay, so the brush when it's wet is gonna look like this. It's gonna look kind of weird, but that's okay. So here you go. Close your eye. You're gonna tilt your head back so you can see your nostrils, okay, like this. Now we're gonna take that brush, we're gonna go right in here. Start at the corner, kind of flick it up. And it's gonna skip, that's okay. Okay, do you see that? There we go. I'm gonna put a little bit more on. Okay, cool. So that's for that eye, and then we'll do the other eye. We're gonna place it first and then we'll blend. So my brush is still pretty wet, so I don't really need to do it again. So tilt back. Actually, that's false. I do need to wet it again. So that's dry. And that is when it's wet. Okay. Cool. And I'm gonna come zoom and focus. There we go. So the biggest thing and the purpose of this is when my beautiful photographer flashes that camera, bang, your eyes pop. That's the whole point. I'm actually gonna zoom out and we'll do, it's so bright, let me change the lighting real quick. Cool, we can roll with that real quick. Actually, nah, fuck that. Okay, so we're back here. So it's super bright, it's crazy. Now we're just gonna kind of blend it out. Cool, and on this side. So it's kind of gonna go like, like a third of your eye. So on both sides. Okay, so now that we have it on our eye, we're actually gonna go inner to do the tear duct. This is super, super important. Wet your brush again. Wet your brush again. And we're gonna do your tear duct. Okay, so go back in, right in here. Okay. Crazy. And underneath. And with the brush, I'm kind of going like this. Rotating it. And if you kind of get a little extra there, it's okay. You can just fix that with your finger and place more. Cool. Alright, so there is the eyes part. So now we're going to keep with the sarcophagus again, and we're going to spray our other brush. Just once though, you don't want to have a line in your face. So with the cheeks, here I am. Boom. Shining. Okay, other side. Boom. Shining again, maybe a little bit more. And on the brim of your nose. And your cupid's bow. Alright, so now we have the highlighter. We're gonna put some a little bit below your brow. So now you're gonna do like a little brush. Go underneath, we're gonna hit that peak. Little bit, and drag just the rest forward and down. Cool. And other side too. Boom. All right, now at this point, if anything's not shiny enough or you need to shine up more, go ahead and do so. But now I'm gonna do my lips, and so with that, I'm going to do two things. I'm gonna grab my two lip liners. This is gonna be Makeup Talk and Honeymoon. I use these all the time. They're my favorito. I'm also gonna use Leave Me Breathless from MAC. It's gonna be a nude. So I do my lip, obviously lip liners first. Actually, and then I'm gonna add Bite Me too. That's gangster. Okay, so we're gonna put Bite Me on first. That's gonna be the darkest one. Top of your lip. Very 90s-esque. Okay, so now that we have the darkest one on, we're gonna go in with a lighter one. Oops. So now I'm gonna use Makeup Talk, and we're just gonna go on top of that and kind of bring that back in. I'm gonna kind of leave this open. Okay, so now that that's done, we're gonna take our MAC little lip gloss, or lipstick, and just go to the center. Do that, and then after that, cool. And after that, oh shit. We will put on our Becca Cosmetics lip gloss. All right, so now everything is almost pretty much done except for my lashes. So I'm gonna put on lashes real quick and then I'll come back. So boom, now that we have our lashes on, there's one more step that you need in your life. Boom, white eyeliner. So this is the Cake Pencil from Kat Von D. Love it. So we're just going to line our eyes. Boom. Cool. Nice little pop. And I always like to touch it up as I go through it. We're gonna do a little bit more of our sarcophagus on our inner eyes. Boom. Now, for most, this might be a little crazy for wedding makeup, but if you do it a little bit darker, it helps when you take your pictures and everything, because that way you can see it. So that is pretty much my wedding makeup. If there's anything else you'd like me to show you, please leave it in the comments. Give a thumbs up if you want me to do an eyelash video. I know that was something I put in my poll, so I might do that next. My poll, not like a physical, oh my god, that's fucked up. One major key I left out after I thought about it while I was editing this video. Underneath the eyes, back to this palette, this copper color, under your lash line. Cool. This is, okay, it is 6 hours later. It's still on. That's pretty awesome.